a man riding upon a red horse, and he stood among the myrtle trees that were in the bottom. So now as you scroll down, upon a red, what's the number there? 122. So this devil is slick, man. You know, this devil is a low life. He's slick. And then when you look at a red heifer and when you look at a red horse, they do look like brown skinned jakes. Of course they do. But that was a totally different word than the word that describes red pottage, the color of blood, the color of a dyed garment, because they used to dye garments back then. You had tanners back then, and the tanners, their job was to dye garments in different colors. All right, and the red that they would dye it in was like a bright red. All right, now let's go from there to the book of Leviticus, chapter 13. A matter of fact, and then the red when they called Esau or Edom, when they called him red, and when they called like the color of blood, you know, there was a like they did that like in a jesting manner. All right, that's why it says in the Josephus, which I have to pull up real quick right here. This is what it says in the Josephus. This is Antiquities of the Jews, book number 2, chapter 1, section 1. Right? It says, after the death of Isaac, his son divided their habitation respectively, nor did they retain what they had before. But Esau departed from the city of Hebron and left it to his brother, and dwelt in Seir, and ruled over Idumea. He called the country by that name from himself, for he was named Edom or Edom, Adawam, which appellation he got on the following occasion. One day, returning from the toil of hunting very hungry, it was when he was a child in age, he lighted on his brother when he was getting ready lentil pottage for his dinner, which was of a very red color, on which account he the more earnestly longed for it. Now keep in mind, they're saying that this pottage was a very red color, so he got his name Edom, right, which is red, from eating this red pottage. But now keep that in mind, very red color. Just want you to keep that in mind. On which account he the more earnestly longed for it. Matter of fact, let me I'm gonna highlight this, and then we're gonna come back to it. He lighted on his brother when he was getting ready lentil pottage for his dinner, which was of a very red color. On which account he the more earnestly longed for it, and desired him to give him some of it to eat. But he made advantage of his brother's hunger, and forced him to resign up to him his birthright, and he being pinched with famine resigned it up to him under an oath. When it came that on account of the redness of the pottage, right, the redness of the pottage, he was in a way of jest by his contemporaries called Edom. For the Hebrews call what is red Edom or Adawam. So that was like in a joking manner. So how in the hell are they gonna call this guy in a joking manner? They're gonna call him red, and then Adam, that means the same as Adam. How the hell are they gonna call Esau red in a joking manner, right? But then that refers to the name Adam. Because it doesn't. The name Edom is a totally different word from the word Adam. You have Adam, which is Adama, which means ground, which is different shades of brown, and you have Edom, which is Adawam, which is different shades of red, basically. All right. Now let's go back here. I want to show you something because I want to come back to this. Now this is in the Septuagint, right? This is the Septuagint in the Greek, right? This is Genesis, as you can see here, and we're going to scroll down to the 25th chapter, which is there, 25, and we're going to scroll down to the 25th verse. I'm going to show you, brothers, something, right? Now here, when you read, this is 25 and 25, right? When you read through here, it says, and came forth the firstborn, and they have a Greek word here, pudakes, if I'm pronouncing it correctly. And what does it say? Fiery red, which is what? Very red, like a fiery red. All right, now a fiery red has nothing to do with brown color. Now I'm going to show you another one real quick. I'm going to come back to this, and I'm going to show you something else. This is the book of 1 Samuel, the 16th chapter, when it speaks about David. Now it uses the same word here, pudakes, but now let's see what they say about the translation. Let's see what they say about that translation. 1 Samuel 16 and 12. It says, And he sent and brought him, and he was ruddy with the beauty of the eyes. So why didn't they say, why didn't they use fiery red here? Why didn't they use fiery red to describe King David? Because it's two different colors. It's two different meanings. And this one, it denoted the color of Esau. It says, because this is when he first, and it says, and came forth the firstborn fiery red, and the first came out red. So he was like a bright red, as opposed to the same word that was used here to describe the color of the skin, ruddy, which was a dark brown, or should I say a light brown in King David's case. All right. So now I want to get something else real quick. Just bear with me. I'm going to come back to this. Now this right here, this is in the BibleGateway.com, and then this is the New Living Translation. Like we said, we just use these books like this for just a reference, just to show you a point. You know, now here Genesis 25:25 in the New Living Translation, which they go off on this too, but in this point they are correct. It says the first one was very red at birth and covered with thick hair like a fur coat. So they named him Esau. So it says the first one was very red. What do we read here? In the book of Genesis 25:25 in the Septuagint, Pudakes, fiery red, meaning he was very red, a different color red than different color of red, and it's a different color from Adam or the other people that came of Adam's color. All right, it's a totally different color. It has nothing to do with being brown skin. All right. Then here, 1 Samuel, like I said, 16:12, Pudakes, ruddy. And everywhere you look this term up in the Greek Septuagint, where you have this word ruddy, it says the same thing. It says ruddy. Not once did it say fiery red. All right, which proves what the brother Karatazar brought out, that when they use that word in the Hebrew, which we're gonna. Back to it, when they use this word in the Hebrew in the Genesis 25:25, where it says and the first came out red, and they use the word right here Adamawanya, they use it to denote a light color. All right, that was the only word that they had to denote a light color. All right, which King David this word was used, but it was used in a different text to denote his skin color, but to denote his skin color as being a light-skinned brown man. In this case here, it was to denote Esau's skin color as being a red man. All right, as we read here. Again, let me show you that again. This is Genesis 25:25 in the Septuagint. Pudakes, fiery red. On 1 Samuel 16:12, Pudakes, ruddy. The same word is used, but it's two different definitions. As we read in the Zondervan's Bible Dictionary, where it said ruddy, a word used to refer to a red or fair complexion. Red meaning fiery red, like in the case of Esau, fiery red, or as in the case of the New Living Translation, very red, and in the case of ruddy as being a light-skinned Jake, like King David was. All right, so it's all a play on words, brothers. It's all a play on words. Right, and this is the book of Leviticus, the 13th chapter, and the 24th verse. And I want to just use this to also prove more about different textures or colors of the flesh. It says, or if there be, this is dealing with the plague of leprosy, or if there be any flesh in the skin whereof there is a hot burning, right, and the quick flesh that burneth have a white bright spot, somewhat reddish or white. So here it says somewhat reddish. When you scroll down here to the word reddish, number 125, it says Adamadum. Now what the word Adamadum really is, it's really a combination of two words, right? Which is really Adawam, which is red, and Dum, which is blood. Adawam Dum, red blood. Alright, so it says reddish or be reddish, because the Esau's color is totally different from Adam's color. All right, so I just wanted to bring that out to you, brothers. Right, when it says they're reddish, it's Adawam Dum. which is red blood. All right, EDOM dum. Now, just show you that over here real quick. It says here, I'll just read that again. Or if there be any flesh in the skin whereof there is a hot burning, and the quick flesh that burneth, speaking about the flesh, have a white bright spot, somewhat reddish or white. So letting you know that this is also used to denote skin color as far as red is concerned, red blood. All right, just like we already showed you here in for Esau, Pudakes, which is fiery red in Genesis 25:25 in the Septuagint. And in the New Living Translation, the first one was very red at birth and covered with thick hair like a fur coat. And I have like a whole bunch of other scriptures that we can go through, but I'm gonna save that for another time, because I believe this is a good time to end this, and I think the point was already made. So with that, I hope you brothers learned something. Until the next time, I say shalom.